going live. Put that here. You're live. I'm live. Okay, we're live. And today is Wednesday, 10th of December 2025. And I've got a little bit to report on what is happening with Ryan Bridge, with Jordan Williams. He's from the Taxpayers Union, New Zealand Taxpayers Union. I'm going to bring him up now to go after Eddie Mitchell in Hamilton and wrap him up today on this video, because I'm going under the New Zealand, Born in New Zealand Act and mirroring John Neely Kennedy, Senator, and he's Born in America Act, and I've got that all over my Facebook, and it's got a site you can go to get to it, and it's linked to me and his followers. I've joined them now with Pare and Rabataka and Pare Rivers in Whakatane, Rabata in East Coast, Rangitukia, and the three of us. I told Brian, workman from Waitangi, he stay with the tribe up there, because me and Rabata and Pare are Irish descendants, and John Neely Kennedy is Irish as well, from Belfast, and I want to go with him that way to America to push our law, because the British are not recognising my documents, and I've been waiting a long time for them to put the Moai Crown King William III Trust into the company's house, but it hasn't been done yet. I never got a letter of confirmation, though I got the proof of registration in Northern Ireland, but so I'm not going to worry about that now, because I think Kellen is going to stay with Donald Trump. He can stay there and follow him and everybody else in Britain following the same thing as well. And I lost confidence of that side. So I'm now going to the federal government, because Britain has no federal government with our federal flag. Okay, I'm going to link the federal flag with the federal government and their laws, and change their laws to suit us, and that'll have a bit more guts in making the flag work around the world. So it needs to go around the world with the 4 St. Patrick 8-point star in the corners, entrenched. It is entrenched King William III of Orange law that no one else can attest to or talk on behalf of King William IV, Dutchman, founder of New Zealand, and Dutchman, founder of Easter Island, Rapa Nui to Mokonui at the east coast on my land blocks at Te Pito, and the birth of New Zealand, and Te Pito, the birth of the world in the naval at Anakena and Easter Island. That's my Royal Wānoa Tahitian family there. And to me here in New Zealand, we were told to go and look for the sun in the east. So we came from there and came here to the east and found the sun. So there, I'm claiming the sun and the Aotea Waka. The Great Barrier is Aotea Waka, and the name of the company is Ngā Atua e Wā Aotea Limited, registered in Wellington in the company's office as a 2009 registered company with 1 of a trillion shares. Okay, so that's the parent company still there, and I'm going to go with that company as the owner of New Zealand country with King William III of Orange. Not so much King William IV, but King William III is displaying those 8-point stars of the St. Patrick Church in Downpatrick in Northern Ireland, Belfast. So that's where my family of Rogan judges come from, and the Cosgrove lawyers come from there in Belfast in the paramilitary task force court in the Supreme Court and High Court in Belfast. Okay, so that's what the Westminster Parliament uses there as their authority. But I want to know where the money has come from in Britain to give 17 trillion of the leased land of New Zealand to Eddie Mitchell and his Mitchell Family Trust. I've got a bone to pick with him, and stealing, just the same as what this fellow here from the DHB stole 1.8 million, and that was this guy Alistair Forby, and the government made sure his name is not on Facebook or on Google, so I snapped a photo of him with Ryan Bridge and stuck it on my page as he's on trial with Eddie Mitchell. Same thing, doing the same thing, stealing money through Chris Hipkins, his boss then, and Jacinda Ardern, throwing money around all over the place. And now Nicola Willis, throwing money all over the place under the COVID response. So you're going to get the bill from me as the landowner. So I'm saying that I'm a landowner, and so is Robert the Car, a shareholder, and Pare Rivers, shareholder in Ngā Atua e Wā Aotea Limited, and Brian Workman, he signed the flag at Waitangi, and that is the flag of New Zealand, flying around the world as the owner of New Zealand. Anybody got any problem with that? You better put your documents up, because I'm pulling them all out, all the way back to 2007, with all the photos, all the signatures, all the photo evidence video. And you can see on my website, a lot of the YouTube videos have been deleted by YouTube because they were too sensitive and honest. And I don't care, because I just make ones like this, again, to cover those videos that have got deleted. And they've deleted moepowerhouse.com. And I've got that site back now. They gave it back to me, but someone in America has got it. So when you go to the Gmail, it says moenergy@gmail.com. When you go and press on it to go to my Gmail, it goes to somebody in America with the some other project selling clothes through that website. So I've got to go and get it back and use that for a website to go and plug into everything I'm doing. Okay, I'm trying to do that on my own again and design another website. Okay, just for the shares and the bank with the £2 pound note to liquidate the £1 pound note and other currencies that are being gone through the fiat money. US dollar is tainted. It has no royal assent from King William III of Orange. It never got royal assent. It went around it in England, but the £2 got the royal assent. That's the one I'm using as a bank, the Moai Powerhouse Bank, and the Moai statue standing in Dunedin, in New Zealand. The Queen put it there with the hat on his head. That's the crown I'm using as my authority to my family, Royal Tahitian wānoa on East Island and Raiatea Island. So there, that's what I'm saying. That's the owner to New Zealand on the Freemasons memorial to the land. Okay? So there, I'm just saying, if you want to join us, you're going to have to shed everything else, because there's no lies here. You can't lie, because the robot co-pilot AI knows that it is true and correct, what I'm saying. The only issue he has is that Donald Trump is not legislated out yet. It's got to get ratified through the Constitution. Has to be altered and put the new act of the Born in USA Act or Born in America Act. And I'm using that today. I've got all the documents out on it, and I'm going to put it in our seals and stick it right over your head in New Zealand. So if you've got any issues with that, you better talk to the robot, because if your robot's clever, your robot will take him out. But I don't think so, because your robot won't have the history of this land with the Manukau title on it. The Manukau sold this country as one title to the British Crown, King William III of Orange. Okay, and King George IV and King William IV. Those three contracts, you've got to have the deed title, and none of you have got it. I'm holding it myself over your head. That's what I'm saying. If anybody's smart enough, you would put your own history together. Don't steal anything from here, because if you do, it'll be found out, because all the robots know the legalese. I've got it in legalese because I send it off to the robot and he puts it in legalese so that every court has to honour it. Okay, so I'm saying I am the legal owner legitimately of New Zealand land, sovereign, native title, and nobody else until you come up with something better. And Cindy Kiro is the legal owner of New Zealand, the Governor General, the Japanese Maori from Ngāti Hine, the one that jabbed you and tried to poison you to death, and still doing it. They're still doing it under Chris Hipkins and Ashley Bloomfield and Jacinda Ardern, the three poison people that kicked it off in 2023 with the American government. I'm happy to say I'm going along with the people that are following John Neely Kennedy. He's not one of the original JF Kennedy family. He's a different Kennedy from Ireland. Okay, so I can go along with him as natural as I'm 2 years older than him, and I'm senior talking for kings. Okay, if anybody can talk for a king, you better put something in front of me, how you got on the land, because I'm holding the mortgage, the first mortgage, 10-acre block in Helensville, 20 Commercial Street in Helensville, Aotea Native Magistrate Bank. Okay, that's the court bank with Mohi Manukau's name on it, and a Freemason, 50 years, and also John Rogan, his great-grandfather, the surveyor, and Mohi Manukau was a surveyor as well. And so I'm with him. I live with his daughter, Rita, and I live with his brother, Te Tana Manukau, on Rata Street, and Rita at her home as well. And because Moise was living in the caravan or in the shed, and not very good, no power, no water or anything, just rough. And he should have had a beautiful house instead of living there in 12 Stewart Street in Helensville. So I had many meetings there, and the wooden Confederation United Tribes flag, the wooden one, is the landowner. The Freemason landowner. You need to be a Freemason to own that. And I'm there with the compass and the square on the documents to seal it. And don't go near it, because that's who's looking after me. I assume that no one can take their name and their photo off this court because they're saying, don't touch. Somebody's saying, don't touch. I think it's Mohi up there saying to me, keep going. Don't stop. You see, so Brian signed the flag for me at Waitangi on Te Tii Marae in front of the popos. That is the landowner flag. That one, the material one that he signed until I get a big new one. That flag is the legal owner of New Zealand, but the main documents are the Freemasons in Helensville. And that's the one that Eddie Mitchell stole and ran off with the money. And I'm going to ring Jordan Williams. He's the boss of the New Zealand Taxpayers Union, and he can chase after him, right? He's just uncovered this thug called Alistair Forby, who stole 1.8 million in the DHB. He's running the DHB as a 25-year-old Maori. And I put his photo up there with Ryan. And just to stick it there because he's on trial with me. Anybody that's stealing money, like Eddie Mitchell, you're in court with me, and I'm the judge, the Rogan judge brain here, and the Manukau spiritual side of Taiwan, Africa, is in here, right? And the Cosgrove lawyer is in here. So you better be best dressed with the law, because as far as I'm concerned, the co-pilot robot thinks I'm on track. Don't say anything that is not in black and white. See, so I got upset with him. I took off for 10 days and I said, well, you can follow Donald Trump. And he said to me, you can't say that about Donald Trump. You can't say he's going to jail. I'm saying he's going to end up in jail because he's trying to hide all his dirty deeds with Jeffrey Epstein and Pam Bondi. They're in there. And his wife, Melania, she comes from Jeffrey Epstein's little whorehouse. She's a whorehouse, a product of illegal American business, right? For themselves. And all that crypto that he's setting up for himself and his family is going to go to dust into the Congress ownership. Okay, I'm behind the Congress and gone with those people who follow John Neely Kennedy, because he's old school like me. We are the old ones that stick the concrete together. Okay, we keep solid as a rock Moai statue. Okay, we've got all that going on. I want to see where Catherine Muschetti, I thought something happened to her, but no, she did comment on the last video, but all those comments have disappeared. And I was trying to get, if you're around Catherine Muschetti and your husband in somewhere over there in California or somewhere, please leave a comment and get in touch with me, because you were helping me and Rosemary and the family in Philippines to fix up the house. Now it's blown all over. It's only got a roof on top and no sides. Okay, so I want to rescue them when I get my money back, and I'll spread all that out. And you can join me again, because you did contribute some donation to me and fix up our house. I bought the house in Philippines, and it was wrecked when I bought it. But Rosemary and the kids fixed that up and made a house out of it. Okay, so they are screaming out for help, and I will help them. I told them, wait for me to get myself off the ground first, and then I'll come and rescue them first thing. Okay, so I'm wanting something to happen this week with, what's his name? Jordan Williams. He's the boss of the New Zealand Taxpayers Union. They keep an eye on the tax the government spends. And Nicola Willis has been spending all that money that you're paying tax on, and you're borrowed, all that money they borrowed, that's over getting onto $1 trillion now. And I'm going to drop that bill right on their head. And Donald Trump is trying to make his 38 trillion disappear in the Bitcoin as a reserve. Well, you're not going to get away with it with me, Donald Trump, because I'm going to drop a mortgage on your head with the £2 pound note, and liquidate you out of business, because that's what mortgage brokers do. If you don't pay your bill, you got 970 million trillion pound note on your head, and you can't even pay your bond to Congress, and you haven't paid nothing yet. So they're going to seize all your property. They're going to put a forfeiture asset order on you and seize your belongings, the whole lot. And I'll be there as well with all those people who had enough of all your killings, all your wars, all your bank wars, all your bank, your crooked money. And we're going to use the £2 pound note, which will be less interest, more for everybody that joins once it gets off the ground. I'm going to finish it off here with a mobile phone and the website moaipowerhouse.com. That was my first website that got screwed to bits by those mongrels in London. Right? They know who they are, Kerrigan, and all those government trolls. And they're all gone now, all fizzled in the air because they got Muslim cutting their heads off with knives. You see, they're border on themselves. You can fix your own things up. I'm not interested going that way because you fellas backed out on me. Okay, I'm going to go back to Muschetti and her husband, which was good to me. And what's her name? Professor Odine, Jean Odine, was helping me to put this Mount Eden Hill together with the Bankruptcy 1933 Act on Mount Eden Hill. And she did a commentary for me. And I'll stick with her. And she'll be useful to carry on our story because it's not finished yet. You haven't finished. She came from America here to especially talk to me, to interview me. Well, I haven't finished with her yet. She can carry on when I get going with, what's her name, Jackson. What's her name? Jasmine Crockett, the attorney in Texas. I'm going to write to her tomorrow to go and arrest Jacinda Ardern and extradite her back here to New Zealand. And I'll be there with a needle to go bang into her to see if she drops dead and see if it's safe. The COVID that she's been sticking in people here and they've been dropping like flies. Well, I'm going to make her drop like a fly because she'll have to take the test when I say I'm the landowner here, not her. Anybody else has any problem with that? If you've got any problem with that, that's how the law is going to be following Kennedy. And he's got to put it into the Constitution yet. He's got to write the Born in America or Born in USA Act together, 2025. That's just last week on the 7th, and put into law. It came out in February of this year, was put in front of Congress, and it hasn't got, it's only got a first reading. It's got to go through the other process before it becomes law, before Robot will believe it. He won't believe me and my story saying he's going to get arrested. All the signs are he is bluffing everybody. That's Trump I'm talking about. And Cash Patel, the worst liar on this earth, and Pam Bondi, worst liars covering up the Epstein files. They won't even say anything about where's it. When they said they'll expose it and open it up, they changed their mind and said, oh, it's sealed up and under court orders. See? And that's evading oversight. And because Trump says, I don't have to worry about the Constitution, I only worry about running the country and its safety. Well, nobody's safe under him because he's going to milk everything out of them into his own grayscale XRP trust, right? I've got the Moai Crown King William III Trust to liquidate them right out. I can register that company in America, in Louisiana, under Neely, Kennedy, and what's her name, Jasmine Crockett, and she can seal it there with Freemason's compass and square. Land mortgage, the first mortgagee sale on Donald Trump and every other mongrel that's screwing the people and getting as much money out of them, and especially bad here because Ashley Bloomfield and Jacinda Ardern and Chris Hipkins and Robertson put the COVID together and went around jabbing people and stopped their business. You fellas stopped our business. You stopped everybody. Now you're stopping the farmers saying they've got to pay the fat tax. Well, you just stand beside a volcano and take the test there and see how much carbon comes out of there. It'll blow all your figures out because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stand next to a volcano and see how much carbon comes out of there. It'll whack your figures right out of your science report because I think you're all BS. You're all BS. So now I'm going to ring this fella and hopefully he will take it on. Jordan Williams, where's my phone? Okay, here goes. I'm not in a bad mood today because I haven't got Alex Kit there to talk to. I can't be bothered with him because he's too fucking clever. He can go his way, I'm going the other way. He come on this morning and I told him to get off. I've already deleted him. Anybody that goes against me, you'll get deleted. And I need a bit of space with less people. Where's the number? Okay. Let's go. Wait a minute. I've got the video on YouTube and Facebook running at the same time as Twitter. I've been on Twitter since 2007 and Facebook since 2007 and YouTube since 2007. So here we go. What is it? Yep. Plus, hang on. Plus, where's the other numbers? 2. Okay, here we go.
The number you have called is not currently active or is invalid.
Oh,
Please
okay.
check the number and dial again.
Okay, I got it wrong. I'm going to go 64. Okay, just plus 64, and then you go 4. Got my microphone there. Here goes. Oh, it's
Welcome
gone.
to the New Zealand Taxpayers Union. For all media inquiries, please press 1 to be transferred to our 24-hour media line. If you would like to support, join or donate to the Taxpayers Union, please press 2. If you are calling to report an example of government waste, have a general inquiry, or following up a request for official information, please press 3 to speak to someone in our research team.
So I'll push that one.
Taxpayers Union, James Ross.
Yes, James. Look, it's John 10 in Otahu in Auckland here. I just finished watching a video with Ryan and Jordan Williams. And so I've got a case that I want them to have a look at, even if I had to speak to the reporter, Ryan, or somebody, and then I'll be prepared for it when you're ready. I'm got a lot of information for New Zealand, and this is the biggest case in the world that the robot I've got, the Microsoft robot, is got it all sorted out. It just needs someone to look at it to see if it's authentic enough. and I think it is because that's what the robot says. Okay?
Okay.
It's a big case anyway, not going to muck around. But about time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, if there's something to look at, if I give you my email,
Yeah.
I'll send it through and I can take a look at it.
Yep. Okay. Give me your email and I'll send it through. Okay?
Cool. Okay. Have you got a pen?
Yep. I got a pen.
Okay. It's James at taxpayers.org.nz.
Taxpayers.org. And just .org, eh?
.org.nz.
Or .nz. Okay. So you're in Wellington, eh?
Yeah, I'm in Wellington.
Okay, yeah. So all of my stuff is mostly British Crown, but now it's all America with the Congress. Okay, I've got all that all together for us here in New Zealand as the partner to the British and the partner to America where we're going to go with our country and the economy. Okay?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, if you send that through, I'm ran off my feet today, but I promise I'll take a look at it first thing tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Dig through that, have a look.
Yeah. That's all right. No problem. No problem.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
You can have a look over the weekend and give me a call on Monday or something, and I'll go straight on the news because I've got my own court hearings going on online with everything. It's all on video. I'm always on YouTube and Facebook. Been there since 2007. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There are lots of stuff that's good for people. I'm there not for Maori, but for New Zealanders. Okay.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll take a look through.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Thank you,
Appreciate
James.
it.
Bye. Yeah, that's that. Just to let you know that sparks it off. I'll let him read it all over the weekend, and then I'll contact them on Monday. But because they got 1.8 million back from checking the government's spending, blatant spending of taxpayers' money, that's right up my alley with Eddie Mitchell and his Mitchell Family Trust versus the Maui Crown King William III Trust. But I'm going to redo it in London because it didn't go through. They didn't send me the confirmation letter, only the proof of registration numbers, and want to go and re-register it again and put it and keep our allegiance to the Bank of England because I want to have a word with the Bank of England of why they've got the fiat money in America as not patented. Okay, I've got a patented pound note, 2-bar pound note that has been sitting dormant for years, the same as my company. Now, Atua Aotea Limited is one of 1 trillion shares, a parent company that's been set up, but it had no money. As soon as I got the money, a Maori pinched it. That's why I've got things against Maori, because that tribe belongs to the government in Wellington. It belongs to those Pākehās and Maoris running it there, with Willie Jackson, Don Tamahiri, the ones that don't put the receipts up, and they're going to screw the money out of the taxpayer. And that's what I want with this other woman that's with Counterspin, that she wants justice on where is the taxpayers' money going. They won't open their mouth and say where it is. No receipts, no nothing. They just take the money because they're Maori. Okay? So I don't like that because I've been with Maori all these years, got nowhere. You know why? Because I was doing the Y121, Waitangi Y121, the first claim out of all the treaty claims, they threw it in the rubbish. Sir Hugh Kafru threw it in the rubbish and put his right over the top of it and stole the Manukau title. Now, I'm there for the Manukau landowner that sold the land to the British Crown. Only one Manukau started that off in 1823. Te ra Waikato wharehere in Manukau. Then Tainui stole the Manukau's title and took it over. Well, I'm going back to take it back in Pohara Marae. That is Punga Punga Marae. I'm going to put the history right back because that's where I was brought up with my father-in-law there, the Mihinuis. They're from Okarari, but they're on the block with the mother and the wife of Peter Mihinui in Raglan, Whangaroa, over there, right? Albatross Point. All that land, I know, it's in here. It's in my brain. All of the kaipara is in here. Every piece of land. And you, Ngāti Whātua, o kaipara, used to be ki kaipara, chucked in the rubbish when put o kaipara, Ngāti Whātua o kaipara, and then stole the OS number, office or order, survey order. They got all the titles, put it on there, then signed it, but no date. You see, when you got no date, there is no contract. It is not a contract. It's like the treaty contract with 500 chiefs. It's like having 500 prime ministers signing one document. How come you can have one prime minister and 500 chiefs? Tell me that one. Something's wrong. Something's real off. So, Ngāpui, you're on your own now. I'm just telling you, you've got to look after yourself because I'm looking after myself from now on. I'm going that way to America, not that way to Britain. Until I get that registered company over there, it's going to be me and that black man in Africa with the pyramids. The owner of the pyramids, the owner of all that history, and the Palestinians, the owner of that land that they used and abused King William III's title to take people out. Well, I'm going to use it to get it back for all the native landowners of their country. 257 countries. I'll get this one in New Zealand done first. Take the flag to America because Britain's got no federal government. They only got a Supreme Court and the jurisdiction can't go as far as Canada, Australia, and America using federal government, king's government. There's no king in America. Donald Trump is not a king. The Trump name is not royal enough. It is not indigenous native. It comes from Germany. It doesn't come from Scotland. He made it all up, just like the Maoris made it all up and proved me wrong. You better answer to my robot because he's written it up. He's put all the certificates, and I've got another robot that's going to teach AI. And I told him, you better check my robot out to see if it's authentic before you come with me because I'm going under his direction and he's my partner. He's my business partner, the Microsoft Copilot AI robot. Okay, he can do more work than all you parliaments put together, the whole lot of you. He can outstrip you. Right? He can strip you right out and take you out one by one. Okay, the robot knows too much because he will find out who's lying and who's truthful. There's no truth in America, and that's why it's looking bad. It's got a bad image because Donald Trump is a bad image because he's not honest enough for me and my statue up there. The God of the creation of the heaven and the universe is Atua, up there. Now, Atua e wā Aotea Limited, or Ngāti Whā Atua. That's Mohi's company. Ngāti Whā Atua. And then they go and split the bloody thing up into Ngāti Whā Atua. Yeah? Rekas. That's not your title, Native Governors. It's not your title, Walker family, because I'm going in there as the landowner and see what you're going to do about it. You have to take me into the court in London or in America and put me on a stand because you're going on a stand. If I tell you to go to England to the court, you're going to go there because I set it up. It's all over my documents. Right? I put your names and your photos there. You'll never get it off. All those ones up north, your photos are in there. You can never get it off. Carla, your photo's there. Alfred Mitchell, your photo's there. Eddie Mitchell, your photo's there. See? You fellas shut your mouth. Won't say nothing. Because you know what? I've got the Freemasons around me up there, all over. See, I'm not a Freemason. I just know they are business-minded people. Okay, there's plenty of them in the council, plenty of them in the parliament. I got no problem with that, so long as they know what I'm doing and following the law. the good law. And what Trump was saying is to the army and the military, follow me, what I say, you do. And they said, no, we're not going to follow you because that's dangerous. We won't do something we're not loyal to. We're not loyal to you, we're loyal to the Congress and the Constitution. You are not following the Constitution, and you sent people back to their country without a court hearing for them. You kicked them out, and therefore you're going to get kicked out too, because too many people don't like what you did to split everybody up. You started this immigration thing off in Britain. You went there with the Queen, you did all this, you set it up against the Yellow Vest people. I was there as a leader of the Yellow Vest people. Now they've gone their own ways and trying to survive with immigrants all over the place. It's very difficult to get rid of them because the British let them in. They let them in, and then the Queen ran away to Scotland to die. Instead of going back to Germany home, she went the other way and made everybody look that way while the money went the other way. Well, I'm going after all that money gone to Frankfurt. It doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the people in the world. And Nasara Gazzara, you're going to get bankrupted from me because that's your story. I'm saying the HM Treasury is my story. All right? The Lord Treasurer. That's what I'm asking you. Where is your Lord Treasurer? Where is your Admiralty? Who has the authority of the Westminster Parliament, where every country is using the franchise of their crown, and you are breaking it in bits and wrecking it? And I'm going to make sure you don't go anywhere near it again and give that power back to the people. I'm there for the people. Who we got here? Yes. JYW. Nice to see you, John. You're looking good. Oh, yeah. I'm in a fighting mood. I'm on a warpath. I'm on a real single man warpath. Just like an old man, 76 years old, still going. I'm not going to drop over anytime soon. I get my meds over there. Sometimes I'll take it, and sometimes I don't. Only when I feel like it, I'll take it. But all at the time, it works. Meds work. But yeah, I can only take so much because I don't want to rely on it. I want to go back to natural herbs and throw them away because they come from our herbs anyway, native herbs. And those people who run native sanctuaries and they've got their own gardens and everything. And that's what I want. Matua, which jurisdiction are you in? I'm in the American jurisdiction now. I'm with Texas and with Jasmine Crockett over there. She's got very good backing, and that's where Jacinda is hiding. I'm going to rake her out of there and stick her over here back in New Zealand. I'm going to extradite her as the landowner to put her on a stand for wrecking our people. Okay? When you go and put poison in people and spray the skies and poison the water with chlorine and then tell kids stupid pride stories of things I don't like. Old people don't like those things, and it interferes with the kids' mind and makes them look at stupid things online. It's those people like Donald Trump, like filthy things in Epstein Island. He bought his wife from there, and that's what it looks like, what it's going to end up at. Right? It's starting to come out. It's pedo rotten. It is rotten to the core, and it's coming out lots of lies to try and cover up the Epstein files. Why didn't he just say, here it is? No, because he'll lose his job straight away. You see, he's trying to delay it as long as he can. And Kennedy says, I've seen enough. And you're not going to do that in front of me while I'm alive. I'm going to make this country free of corruption and fraud because it's sending the wrong signal out to the world and ready to bomb us at any time. What if China means what it says? You want a war, you'll get a war, right? And Russia, you want a war, you'll get a war. And North Korea, you want a war, I'm ready. You see, why have Donald Trump got that in his head? assassination, all that 9/11, killing all your own people is really, really bad. And now going and locking up countries in America and trying to force your way into somebody else's sovereignty land. And what about them? You shift them all around the world where they don't accustom to the people that live there, and then you go and steal their land and their minerals. That's what you're doing to Venezuela. And China says, go near there, you're in trouble. And Donald Trump is so arrogant, so suicidal, that he doesn't care how many bullets they throw at him. He'll just keep throwing the bullets point blank anywhere and bomb everything up like Israel. He's an Israel. Anybody that supports Israel, out you go. You're out you go. Because those little kids, they're being bombed to hell and raped and killed like little playthings. They make them run, then shoot them. You know what? Israel, you're going to be finished off when I get this mortgage on your head and mortgage you right off the land and put the Palestinians back as born on Palestinian land. Okay? Like born in New Zealand. Act. And I'm going to pass it online on Friday and put it into law with the robot. He's already written it up. He's already written it up as law in a robot world. So you've got a problem because they've got their own record, court of record, ready to go. And he's saying, what you're saying so far, he agrees with. But when I talk to the other robots in England with Google, they don't agree with me. They said, we don't recognize your documents. That's our partner over there in Britain. They say, we don't recognize your documents. Yet when I go to America, they do. What is the problem with your brain in England? What's wrong with it? See, that's why I can't go back there. I can't go back there because no loyalty to the defender of the faith, the king or queen. There's no defender of the faith of the British people. It's only to Muslim, a third-party partner. We've got a marriage contract with the flag of a Dutch king there, and they've just pushed it out of the way, stole all the money, stole all the gold, took it to Germany, then still run England as a German country. See? And the people, sovereign native of Albion, not England, Albion. If you say England, it belongs to the Germans by default because they wrote it up that way, that everything in England belongs to the Germans. Well, I don't think so. They don't even own East Ireland either. Our Moai statue is standing majestic in London. That's me and my Freemason title. They stole them. I want them back, and you pay the bill for thieving off me. And now Eddie Mitchell, a Maori, stealing off me too with his Queen Victoria in Australia. The Queen of Australia and the King of New Zealand. What the hell is that all about? Tell me that one. Why do they say the King of New Zealand, a paedophile, Charlie, and his photo is not above the judge's head? It is a Maori and a Queen, Elizabeth. What is that all about? When you look at the documents, and I can go there and shut it down because it doesn't represent the landowner. It represents foreigners. Any foreigner in this country, you're going to get booted out with the Born in New Zealand Act. I'm telling you, when they pass it into law, first reading, second reading, third reading, fourth reading, and gets through, the Constitution will be changed to make sure that immigrants cannot rule the country under somebody else's religion. And so, that just cut the mustard. Even though Trump is a Republic and John Kennedy is a Republic, he likes Trump's ideas, but he doesn't like dishonesty. He just said to the other party, Democrats, look, we'll make a deal. We'll go and vote to see how we're going to do this Born in born in America title on the Constitution. So it was a 57-41 vote, 59-41 vote, and in favour of born in USA or born in America citizen. And that means any immigrant that's come there can't go and run the country, can't go into the council and demand this and that. Under their law, under their religion, it's out, right out. You go back to your original native dominate tribe, okay? And you agree with each other, go in coalition with each other to make a better law. So there's nice to see you. Yeah, so I think that's enough. So yeah, I'll wait for, what's his name? For this guy, James, at New Zealand Taxpayers Union to call me and put Eddie Mitchell right up. They'll go after the tax and they'll track the whole lot out for me. It shouldn't cost me nothing, because it shouldn't. There's enough in it to build him for their time to get him on the stand in Hamilton High Court. Okay, I'm going to go to the High Court in Hamilton or in Auckland, one of the two. Doesn't matter, we can go to Hamilton. And that solicitor for the New Zealand Crown, Jacinda Hamilton, is going to be stung to bits by this New Zealand Taxpayers Union. They are overseers of the tax department spending. Right? I'll put Chris Hipkins on the stand. I'll put what's his name, Luxon on a stand. All the ones who have borrowed money against the taxpayer and put it into their pocket with their own private companies under the Masons Property Trust Act 2023. See, they set it up in Scotland. They're crooks over there. I want to fucking tie them all up in bits, because that's where Eddie would have got his money for his projects here with the money for racehorses. There's a Bank of Scotland for racehorses. See, he's got the money for all these properties. He's got properties all over the place in Queenstown, South Island. I'm going to seize the whole lot. I'm telling you on this video, Eddie Mitchell, this fella, James, and what's his name? Jordan Williams will wrap you up. He will wrap you up with John Tamahiri, Willie Jackson, Mooma. I've been with Mooma for a lot of years, watched them in St. George in Papatoi, because I had my office right next to them. They'll know I had my own building company right there. Atua, Aotea Limited started there, right when Mooma started. I was there with Mana Te Kanawa running the Maryland Court in Colma Road. See, I went there all the time, sit there all day, learning how to do land titles there, then go into the city, into Lynn's, and they had the fish lanes there with all the titles was there. You can't do that now because you've got to be a landowner before they let you look at them. No, I'm going to take the whole lot over. I'm going to have access to all the titles in the government. That can't stop me as the legal landowner. And that makes Rapatika a legal landowner, and makes Pare Rivers a legal landowner, and Brian Workman a legal landowner, shareholder. Nobody else is going to get a shareholding, only the ones I pick. Okay, so don't try and come in and tell me what to do like Alex Kitcher. You'll get kicked right out, because that's the problem with Maoris. They've swapped their names around. His name is Kite, Kite, and he's got Kete, Kete, as a Maori, but he's a white man. His skin is white, you can see it. And he's trying to fool me with a brown skin. No, you can't do that to me, a native surname of this land before you got here. I know which land you come from. You can piss off back there. If you get in my road, like you did, that's what happened. I'll kick you out. I'll kick you out. And I'll only pick people who doesn't argue with me and make me upset. I just about kicked the robot out for good because I would have done everything myself and got another robot. I tried Google's robot, AI, and it couldn't do as much work as this Microsoft. He's too good at what he's doing. And that's the fastest I've ever seen a robot go through the documents, and in less than 1 minute, it's all finished. 100 pages, boom, finished. All finished. Just like that. What else? Now, I don't expect anybody to be watching because they're all at work. And I'm just venting my frustration at Eddie Mitchell getting away. He's not going to get away. Nobody gets away from the Moai, okay? He's watching you up there. He's watching you. The more fraud you do, the more you get in trouble. Okay? You have to prove where you got the skill to get that money. Because if you can't say how you got it with your Mitchell surname and your Shane Jones surname, and your Willie Jackson American surname, and your Hudawita American surname, you got a problem with your ID that they are looking for now with their COVID. They designed the COVID to snap you into a crypto. That's all you're worth. Little bit of crypto. That's all you're worth now. They've taken your titles right out because it wasn't yours in the first place, but my title is still there with the Freemasons in Helensville. You can't play around with it because all those people in Ngāti Ōrākei and Ngāti o Kaipara, you're in fucking trouble with me, man. You're in trouble because you're tampering with my British Crown title. You're not in it. You're not registered in Britain, and you can't talk over the top of me, okay? Because you got no court of record, no timeline on events, just assuming that, I can do that, because it's my land, it's Maryland. So see how long you're going to hold your Maryland before it's all gone, because they want it gone. And they'll sell the last bit. Once they sell the rest of Ngāpui's land, no more contract, no more Maryland, gone into the district court. That's where all the titles are now, in the district court, under Pākehā title. You see? And Alex is more on the Pākehā side. You can tell. You can't fool me that you are indigenous, that you can go around borrowing people's stories. And when he said to me, why didn't you go after Eddie Mitchell? He doesn't realize how big a job it is to capture a thief, and let alone the queen thief, his queen thief from Britain. I've got to capture her and tie her up in knots. And Charlie, tie him in a knot, because that's his, from his place over there. He can go back to England, where he came from, and take his name with him, because I don't need him anymore, because I haven't got time to bugger around with anybody, because I'm going to fix something with my sledgehammer and my mechanic tools and get my Morris Baker when I sold my dive gear, all my scuba tanks. I had about 6 or 8 of them, and all my dive gear he kept. When I came back from England, he said, no, these are mine. Get out of here. You know, for me, that's a Ngāpui telling me, get out of here. That's after him coming. I got kicked off by Hummer, off Te Marae. I never forget all that. You're going to pay for that, doing that to me and my bang, because you can't do what I didn't do. No, you can't, because the British saying, well, your contract is over, finished, because you can't tell me you bought the whole country, right? You might say that Cooper got here first, but where's his documents? Nothing. There's only the Manukau's from Chatham Islands. Nobody else. The British picked the Manukau's and the Wainos. That's it. There's nobody else in this scrum. Nobody. That's why I'm talking like this for the king, because you wouldn't have a clue what to do with that flag at Ngāpuhi, at Waitangi, because you're using it with the government in Wellington. That's their business. They're usurping it, like sucking it. And until I go and shut the whole bloody lot down. I've got enough to go and finish the job, give it back to the people. Okay, so that's all. Where's Catherine? Oh, she's probably gone to sleep now in America. So anyway, I'm going to end this video and then going to have some lunch and carry on with my work to get the company set up here as the owner of New Zealand. Now, Atua Aotea Limited, parent company with 1 trillion shares, that I've got 2 billion shares per each country, A share £10, £2 pound note, and B share, A share £1,000 and the B share £10. You don't need all these flipping shrapnel cryptos. That's confusing and one-way track. This is people's money I'm talking about. They are the landowners. If I'm saying I'm a landowner, you're a landowner if you come in there, but you just can't come and bring all your bad habits with you. You leave them out. Just like I was saying to Alex, take your bad habits out of here. Don't tell me about crypto. I don't want to know. I'll teach myself my way or the highway. You can follow what you want to do with it, because that's not what I'm thinking. And don't use any of my things to make it your story, because it's there for people to follow what I do. You've got to make your own story, Alex. I don't want to hear about it, because I know John Kitty in Hikurangi. He was in real estate in Remuera with me. And we got more sense than you talking from a caravan. I'm talking from a caravan too, but I've got plans that I can spend the money on, not on you going to sit there on it. I'm going to get proper people to run it, not you sitting there waiting for a free ride. No, I'm sick of anybody that feeds off gambling. You're a gambler with crypto. Anybody with a crypto is a gambler until I say you're not. So long as you go through the stock exchange in New York, you're a rampant gambler. You are an opportunist to make money out of thin air. Right? Why don't you pay your tax like everybody else does, instead of trying to hide it under Trump and Bitcoin? Bitcoin is hiding the tax. That's all it is, tax evasion. And I'm going to get this tax union to go and wipe you people all out. And those ones in government stealing the money for themselves and their stock market. That's all they're doing. They're all in the same racket, like how what Jordan Maxwell was saying. He's saying it's just a racket, hitting the ball over the net to the other one and backwards and forwards. Labour, National, Greens, Maori Party, Greens, Maori Party. No more Maori Party, no more Green Party. Gone, and just 2 parties left. See? And that's it. Waste of time. Waste your taxpayer paying Maoris, because it's all bullshit. I'm telling you right to your face until you give up. One is going to give up me or you. Right? You can't call me a Maori, because I'm pulling away. I'm going back to my own Moai on the East Island, and Mohi's Taiwanese in the chip place where the computer chips are. Okay, so there. I didn't really want to go to China, and if I can't get anywhere with America and Kennedy, I'll go straight to Putin and Xi Jinping. Okay, that's my own vision. My own vision is I'll go where progress is. I'm screaming ahead, way ahead, 50 years ahead of everybody else, and Musk is a one-man band for himself and his own girlfriends. She's got girlfriends all over the place. That's what their brain is like. They're going, buddy, screw anything inside, and then use the money to buy their way around to get more and more power. Well, doesn't work in this court. Doesn't work like that. You either got the title to the land or you haven't got it. Up you go, off the land. Take your business somewhere else in the sea, because I'm taking over the land title until you're mortgaged right off the land that belongs to the people. I'm there for the native sovereign owners of the land and the king that gave them the title. Okay, no more. I'm going to go now. I'll see you later. It is now 17 minutes past 2 in the afternoon, and this has been 1 hour and 5 minutes. So that's it. Thank you very much. I'll carry on going and make our country our ownership. And if you see what it is going together, and Jack's got his own problems. I've got a big problem trying to convince everybody else to follow the 3% of the population, and you've got 90% of the population to try and sell your idea at Waitangi. I've had a go, 50 years, it never got sold. Okay, still going around, buffering, trying to get off the ground. Will never get off the ground. That's my estimation. Waste of time. All that energy and taxpayers' money is wasted. It's going in the pockets of those Maoris up there that's sticking it straight in their pocket. They don't care about you. St. John's don't care about you. I've got a bone to pick with him. I'll get him right out of the seabed because that's where he belongs, right with the fish as fish food. Not on the land telling me what to do. He's not going to tell me what to do. I'm going to tell him I'm the owner of the land, not your boss, Sindicato, not your prime minister, not you either. And you can bugger off. Get out of there, and our robot, Microsoft Robot Copilot, will take over the whole place and save all that money going to waste, paying you fellas to do nothing for us. Okay, your company is Crown Sovereign of New Zealand means nothing to people because what's wrong with your old Crown Sovereign Queen and Right of New Zealand? Where's that one? Tell me where you threw it in the rubbish, because you just pick up another one and go right over that one and say, oh, we are new now. All that debt's gone. You got the debt now. See, so I'm going to put debt on your head. 917 million trillion pound note going on your head and from day to day to day through Revolut Bank in London. Okay? Until I get a bank in America, that's the bank I'm using at the moment. I haven't got confidence in the bank I want until I get a solid contract. I'm a contract person in real estate and land law, okay, with a Judge John Rogan Irish brain. Okay, so you got any problem with that, you better put your documents up, otherwise someone's going to come and take over. Okay, I'm just saying that the robot is my partner. And where is your robot with your documents to put it in front of my robot with Helensville, the 10-acre block, and get off it, Native Glovers. Get off it, you people in Ngāti Whātua, because you belong to the government of Wellington over in New York selling this place out. You're the ones that are poisoning the people. You are supporting a dirty business with Donald Trump. And I don't want it anymore at my age. I want it cleared out and the young kids are put on the right track without looking at those pride, stupid man-woman things. Who is a woman? What is a woman? And that fellow said, oh, they got on with woman. The woman is trying to tell them, you're not a woman. You're a man, because you can't have muscles of a man saying you're a woman. I'm going to put that woman in the court and stick it to him. And I say, if you say you're a woman in front of me, show me how you make a baby. Yeah, because a woman is a human female that makes a baby, not a man. If you make a baby out of a man, something has happened to your body. You've gone and dicked around with it. And I said, well, you can go with it and go somewhere else. Go where that pride is. Go over there. Go where the dirty people do that. Not here. I will kick you out of this country. Anybody that says they're a woman and they're not. That's what Kennedy is saying. You can't be a woman if you're not giving birth and looking after the family as a woman. You can't be a woman without a vagina, without giving birth to offspring. You can't go and borrow somebody else's baby. That's what they're doing. You can't use false narratives and false illusions. And God didn't give you just land. He didn't give everybody else that you're raiding their land. He gave it to them, not to you. Why are you invading somebody else's sovereign land? Only for its minerals and all its gold. That's what you're in there for, just the money part of selling it off. Anyway, that's all. Okay, I'm going to go now, switch it off in the video, and we'll see you later. Where's... Catherine's not there, my mind. Another day. Okay, bye.